Hi students, good morning. Yesterday the last class to discussing 12th Ecology Chapter 8th one, environmental issues. The last day the discussing component is commonly called as what is the meaning of environmental issues? What are the environmental issues which are there in the environment or in the surrounding? As well as how it can be happen greenhouse effect and the global warming. This is the topic discussing yesterday. Today the discussing topic is continuation of regarding what global warming. Today discussing topic global warming. Which of the topics to be discussed today means effects of global warming. So what is the meaning of global warming? Due to concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, which is responsible for increasing temperature. That is commonly called as global warming. So how much concentration the gases that are occur in the environment, that level should be differ. But what are the greenhouse gases I am stated? Now itself can I state. What are the greenhouse gases? Example commonly called as carbon dioxide. Second one, methane. Third one, CFC. That means chlorofluorocarbon. Fourth one, nitrous oxide. So these are three is an examples of greenhouse gases. That gases, if it is occur high concentration in the atmosphere or air, that are responsible for increasing temperature. That is nothing but global warming. If increasing temperature, what are the effects it's taken in this atmosphere? That's now I'm discussing. What are the first one effects? So due to increasing temperature, in the atmosphere, as well as increase sea level. Why increasing temperature, increasing regarding what sea level? Because due to increasing temperature, so many kinds of regarding what? Polar ice caps and the glaciers are going to be melted. Due to the melting of polar ice caps and the glacier, increasing sea level. Why to be melted? Due to the presence of recording temperature. Why the temperature rise? Because of greenhouse gas enter in the air. So that increasing temperature as well as increase the sea level due to polar ice caps and the glaciers are going to be melted. The resulting what happened? There are so many kinds of regarding about coastal cities in all over the world. Is going to submergence. Due to increase in sea level, what are the cities are there in that coastal countries? Though you have every kinds of cities, it's going to regarding water submersion. That is the first effect of regarding water global warming. Can I go to the second one effects? If in the atmosphere, if it is increasing temperature means the temperature that happen drastic climatic changes that takes place. What is the drastic or more climatic changes that takes place mean? If the climatic pattern should be changed means happen more flood. And droughts. Not in all the area, in some area alone. So, what I am saying like this to here means, if the temperature level increase mean, resulting happen more or drastic climatic changes that takes place. That the drastic climatic changes are happen, or it can be cause more floods, heavy rains that takes place, as well as heavy drought. That means there is no rain. If it is occur more rain or without rain, it's a happen. But this kinds of situation is not occur all the area. It's occur only that specific area or some area alone. That is the 7 effects of global warming. What are that? Third effects of regarding what global warming. Due to increasing temperature, get modified into biodiversity. So what is the meaning of biodiversity? That means richness of living organism, both biotic communities as well as abiotic communities. That's are occur rich in the level. That is a commonly called as biodiversity. So biodiversity, one of the important component for the earth, but due to increase the temperature, that level of biodiversity should be modified to takes place. As well as some biological species is destroyed. So due to temperature, some biological species going to be dead because some of the plant specimen to require minimum temperature. That is, the temperature is available for survival such a kind of species. For example, all kinds of herbaceous plants and the herbs plants. That kinds of plant do not survive in high temperature. But due to global warming, the environment is occur more temperature mean those kinds of species cannot possible to survive. That to be say, some of the biological species is going to regarding what the destroyed. The fourth one aspect, if tropical regions and the subtropical regions generally they can be cultivated regarding what croplands. So croplands nothing but regarding what food plants. If the temperature level it increasing in tropical level as well as subtropical means that crop plants production is going to be decreased. These are the things to be considered regarding what effect of global warming. So what are the first things? Increasing the sea level, polar ice caps and the glacier is a mud. Due to melting nature, so many kinds of coastal cities in any part of the world it is going to submersion. Second thing, due to regarding more increasing temperature, drastic climatic changes or drastic climatic patterns that takes place. Due to drastic climatic patterns that change place mean abnormally or unnecessarily floods and droughts are happen some area. Due to increasing temperature, it's modified to biodiversity as well as some of the biological species going to be recorded or destroyed. The last one aspect, due to increasing temperature, tropical level and subtropical level, usually they can be cultivated the crop plants. Even it can present to the high temperature, the level of food production level is going to regarding what decreased. So those are things is commonly called as effect of global warming. The next topic is commonly called as sources of greenhouse gases emissions. Sources of greenhouse gases emission is occur natural and anthropogenic because greenhouse gases it may be emitted naturally as well as anthropogenic. What is the meaning of anthropogenic? It's artificially is a man-made. So what are the things it can be responsible for greenhouse gases? First one, coal-based power plant. So coal-based power plant, I think it is a fossil fuel. Is going to be burning for electricity generation. So in all over the world, for productions of electricity, for using coal, especially that kinds of coal thermal plant, especially where is situated in Tamil Nadu is commonly called as Neyveli. For productions of electricity, it's need coal-based power plant. The coal-based power plant which are eliminated carbon dioxide. So these are things which is responsible for source of green gases commonly called as, first one is a commonly called as carbon dioxide. So coal-based power plant for fossil fuel at the time of burning for the electricity which are releasing carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide one of the regarding what the greenhouse gases. Second thing, combustions of fuel in engines such as automobiles and commercial vehicles and aeroplanes. Those are automobiles, commercial vehicles, aeroplane. Those are is more productions of global warming. So by the conclusions of regarding fossil fuel, the engines of automobile, commercial vehicles and aeroplane, after the combustion which also releasing regarding water carbon dioxide. If it is releasing carbon dioxide, increasing temperature, resulting happen regarding water global warming. That's the second component of carbon dioxide. Third one, in agriculture practices, such as stubble burning, so what do you mean commonly called as stubble burning? That means after harvesting the plant material which are kept in surface of the soil. So when it can be left those kinds of plant residues on the surface of soil, after some days you are going to be burning. The time it's eliminated to regarding water carbon dioxide. So that is a commonly called as stubble burning. These are generally occur in agricultural practices. These agricultural practices is predominantly which can be produced regarding what? Carbon dioxide. Then fourth one is commonly called as some naturals also produced carbon dioxide. Which nature in generally it's generated regarding what carbon dioxide? First of all, burning of organic materials. Volcanoes. Third thing, warm ocean. Then fourth one, sedimentation. So those are all commonly called as naturally produced regarding what carbon dioxide is, namely burning of organic material, volcanoes, warm ocean and sedimentation. The next one, greenhouse gas is commonly called as methane. The chemical formula is commonly called as CH4. So methane is commonly called as is effective than carbon dioxide, because methane, which is trapped solar energy, 20% is greater than the regarding water carbon dioxide. That to be say, methane is more effective than regarding water carbon dioxide. Next, what is the sources of methane? First one, paddy cultivation. Second thing, cattle rearing. Third one, bacteria with water bodies. Fourth one, fossil fuel productions. Fifth one, ocean, particularly in warm water. Sixth one, non-wetland such as soil and forest. Seventh one, wildfire. Those are all commonly called as source of methane. Where is paddy cultivation, cattle rearing, bacteria within water bodies, fossil fuel productions, ocean, particularly in warm water, non-wetland, because there is no moisture such as soil and forest, and as well as when will be happen regarding about wildfire. Those are all commonly called as sources of methane. Can I go to the next one is commonly called as nitrous oxides. So nitrous oxide also is one of the regarding what greenhouse gases. What is that? Generally it can be produced. So nitrous oxide is generally produced in oceans as well as rainforest. These two, it is a source of regarding what nitrogen oxides. But this is commonly called as natural occur. How it can be produced regarding what man-made. How the nitrous oxide it can be produced through artificially or through its man-made. The first one is commonly called as through nylon production. Second thing, nitric acid production. Third one, catalytic converter. Fourth one, burning of organic materials. These are the source commonly called as it can produce nitrous oxides through man-made. Nylon is one kind of chemical component or is a material that production it responsible to produce nitrous oxide. Nitric acid is a chemical compound, is an acid. At the time of acid production of nitric is produced nitrous oxide. Cars with the catalytic converter. What do you mean commonly called as catalytic converter? It is a device or it is an apparatus that is responsible to detect toxic or pollutants. So the car you have to be using as regarding what catalytic converter mean, that convert to detect how much amount of pollution or how much amount of toxins which can present to the fuel to be detected. That catalytic converter also that's eliminated to regarding what nitrous oxides. The last one, burning of regarding what organic material. The plant material which are burning is happen on the surface of soil, that's also responsible to produce regarding nitrous oxides. The next one we are going to be discuss about global warming effect on regarding plants. If temperature there may be arise means, what are the effects is applicable in plants? First of all, low agriculture productivity in the tropics. The tropical level generally is cultivated regarding agriculture production. That productivity is going to be down. That's the first effect. Second thing, frequent heat waves, because heat waves are frequently they can be present mean feed these unwanted plants, pest, there's a called small insect, fungal bodies. Those are all need warm temperature because weed, pest, fungi, those are usually survive in the warm temperature. If the cool climatic system takes place, mean weed, pest, fungi cannot be regarded survival. So in the presence of high temperature, those are survivable, resulting loss of agriculture productivity. Third one, increasing vectors and epidemics. What are they called as regarding vectors? Insect, pest, nematodes, those are commonly called as vectors. Those is where is there is generally affect the plants. What are they called? Epidemics. Epidemics commonly called as, do you know that nowadays are causing one of the pandemic disease, corona. Corona is one kinds of regarding what epidemics. Plague, cholera, typhoid, those are commonly called as epidemics. So, some of the pathogens it is generally situated in the surrounding due to presence of regarding high temperature. Then, due to high temperature happen strong storms. Frequently happen regarding what storms are arising, resulting in times that means more flood is takes place because heavy rains that takes place mean flood level they may be increased because of the temperature. Then water crisis and decrease in irrigation facilities. Some area is going to be flood, some area is going to drought, resulting happen water crisis. If it is water crisis occur mean that places happen to regarding what decrease in regarding what irrigation facilities. So there is no irrigation means there is no agriculture. Then changes in flowering season under pollinators. Usually pollination is takes place at a time of regarding what rainy season. There is no rain means the rain is happen after that means changes the flowering as well as changes regarding what to pollination as well as the pollinators. Changes species distribution. Some of the species due to air blow which is fall on the far away the places. There is no blow of air is mean how can it possible the species happen regarding distribution. So that means changes species distribution. Last one, species will be going to extinction. That means species are going to regarding but death. This phenomenon is going to global warming effect on the plants. Strategies. Deals with global warming or what are the steps you have to be taken to conserve global warming? The first thing, promoting greeny garden. and planting more trees. That is the only way to conserve or reduce the level of global warming. But promoting green garden. So where the vacant lands are there, whole every place you got to cultivate regarding for grassy compound or green garden, as well as planting more trees. That's the second thing. Reducing greenhouse gases as well as reducing fossil fuels. If the level should be reduced, you mean the responsible for reduce the level of recording but to global warming. Third one, promoting renewable sources of energies. What are renewable resources and renewable? Which things you have to be utilized, that things again and again they can be generated to be easily, that is commonly called as renewable resources. If it is renewable resources, there mean is usually responsible for conserve global warming. Fourth one, reduce the amount of nitrogenous fertilizers and aerosols. Those four is commonly called as strategies which deals with global warming. For that, promoting green garden and planting trees, reducing greenhouse gases and reducing fossil fuel, promoting renewable source of energy. Last one, reduce the amount of nitrogenous fertilizers as well as aerosols. So okay, today the competition pose up to regarding what strategies deals with global warming. Tomorrow I have to be continuous with regarding what next one topics. Thank you.